If you're looking for something colourful and energetic, then the Lime Tree Theatre is the place to be, as it will host the Spongebob Musical from the 12th to the 14th of this month. The lead role will be played by Grace Guilfoyle, who is from East Clare, and Clare FM's Daragh Leamy's been speaking with Grace and her fellow cast members, Paddy, Hogan and Shauna, Byrne, and he asked Grace about her lead role as Spongebob.
This is my third year in my DAS now, so I would have done Legally Blonde and Into the Woods, so I knew I was going to go to for the musical regardless. It was just a matter of who to go for, and I kind of listened to the music and I really liked the sound of the role, even though I was unsure of the musical beforehand, and just kind of went for it, and here we are.
Just tell us a little bit about the Spongebob Musical. What's the storyline to it?
It's kind of a crazy plot, but it's a really wacky and crazy musical, and it's really fun. The kind of main storyline is that there's a volcano that's about to destroy all of Bikini Bottom, and SpongeBob and all his friends have to try see if they can fix it and save the day.
So very happy storyline.
Yes.
Paddy, I might bring you in. Before taking on a part in the SpongeBob Musical, had you any experience in other musicals?
Small roles, definitely. I've been in NF Musical Society and I've done the AIM Summer School as well, but this is definitely the biggest part I've had in a big production with multiple shows, so it's really exciting.
How would you describe the character that you play?
I love the character I play. Patrick Starr it's like the village idiot. In every serious scene there's a little joke put in and everyone has a little chuckle. Patrick's really golden retriever energy, really doesn't understand the seriousness of what's going on. But he would get upset if it's affecting his, his watching TV or his eating his food, or you know what I mean.
Easily gets emotional, so.
Yeah, definitely, and it is quite emotional, the show, and the kind of the friendship between the trio, SpongeBob, Patrick and Sandy. It is emotional.
Shauna, Byrne. Shauna, you're very welcome. Assistant director is no easy job. Did you always want to be behind the scenes, or would you have liked to have taken part on stage?
Yeah, so I've actually been in the show before. I did a production of it with Eclipse Stage School in Shannon. We did the junior version and I actually played Pearl and I had loads of fun on that. So when the show got announced, I know the general consensus was kind of like no one knew what it was and no one really had heard of the show before, but I had. So I was like, I've never been on production before. So I was like, I might use my knowledge and my kind of skills from being in the show and knowing what works, like knowing what's going to land in terms of jokes and lines and stuff like that, and costumes or whatever. I was like, I might chance going for direction, and then I got paired up with Brona, which just worked out to be a really, really good pairing, and I'm having loads of fun with it.
I was actually just going to ask, have you found taking on the role as assistant director challenging, but given that you've had experience before, this was nothing new to you?
Yeah, well, it was, in terms of production, I'd never been on a casting panel before, which I really enjoyed. It was a nice learning experience for me, and I think assistant director was a great way to go about that, because our director, Brona, has all the blocking, like she had the whole vision for the set, and she does all the lights and everything like that. And then I kind of came in as her assistant, it is what it says on the tin, and looked more into like the character side of it and small things that, like I said, I know work from past experience.
Yeah, very good. Grace, I should have mentioned at the start that you're a Clare woman. You're from the town of Scariff in East Clare, and there's a great musical society there. Would you have seen many of their productions over the years?
Yes, ECMS, East Clare Musical Society, would have been kind of my start to musical theatre, I would say. I would have done their production of Annie in 2014 under like Johnny O'Brien, and Paul Norton directed it. We had some great people there organising that, and that really kind of got me into it. And I always kind of enjoyed music, especially, but I would have done productions with them, such as like Oliver, and I would have had the role of Sister Mary Robert in Sister Act in 2023 when I was in
Great
Leaving
musical,
Cert.
isn't it?
Yeah, that was a really fun one, and so I was so lucky to kind of have that growing up, and then I was able to join Midas then.
Paddy, I think a lot of us can relate to watching SpongeBob when we were a child. I know I was a big fan of Thomas the Tank Engine when I was young, but I would have watched SpongeBob. Would you have grown up with SpongeBob as well?
Yeah, it's funny actually. I think out of the whole cast, I've watched the most of it. I mean, thousands of hours of SpongeBob. It's completely what I grew up with. I've shown Grace pictures I have of me with SpongeBob, like balloons and teddies and like toys I used to have as well. Yeah, like me and SpongeBob. So it's really fitting. So I had a love for the show already. So it's great to be doing it.
Shauna, the Lime Tree Theatre itself, it's a very special place, and it's a lovely venue. What, in your opinion, is so special about it?
Oh, that's a great question. I think I did Midas last year for the first time, and it was the first time I had performed in like a huge theatre like that. We used to do like shows with the Eclipse in Glore, but the Lime Tree is exceptional the way it was built. Like I think there's no bad seat in the Lime Tree. I've seen loads of productions there, and anywhere you sit, you can see everything and you get the full experience, which I think is really rare with some big theatres like that. You know, most people want to sit like the first few rows or in the middle, but I actually don't think even their balcony is fantastic. So yeah.
The Mary I Dramatic Society has hosted many musicals in the past. But there's so much, you know, experience and opportunities in Mary I for people who want to get involved in this sort of thing, isn't there?
Yeah, there really is.
Yeah. Grace, just tell me a little bit about what do you find most difficult to learn? Is it learning the lines or the choreography, the dance moves?
I would say it's kind of a mix for me. I suppose in the past I've never had to learn as much line size as I have had to learn for this show before, which was a real challenge. But we had been given the scripts before Christmas, so we were really able to kind of look at those over time. And now it's kind of a matter of just connecting. It's almost we have them learnt now, and it's kind of trying to forget about the lines so you can kind of get into the character more. So I think I found the choreography easier to learn for myself, but I suppose getting all the lines correct and not paraphrasing, that kind of thing, and to keep them polished, and even to be able to be ready if things go wrong on stage, because that always happens, you know, when it's a live performance. But I think we were really prepped beforehand, which was nice.
Paddy, is it the same for you?
I think it's a bit different. Like my character compared to SpongeBob's, like Grace has so many lines. She's on stage, I'd say over 95% of the show. It's so demanding, and
no pressure,
but I'm kind of glad I'm not in that position. But like Patrick actually doesn't have too many lines at all.
So it's more the dancing side of it. So really for you,
well, there's a lot of singing, which is great. Actually, SpongeBob and Patrick kind of have a bit of a tiff in the middle of the show, so I disappear for a while. The dancing I found a bit harder than the rest. I wouldn't be used to dancing as much as singing, but the singing I could be doing all day. You know, I love that. And the lines just come naturally now. You learn them off, and when we're all together.
We'll leave the final word to yourself, Shauna. People, after listening to this interview, will be so keen on coming to the Lime Tree Theatre to see you all. Where can people purchase tickets?
So there's tickets on the Midas Instagram page and on the Lime Tree website. You can find it in the link tree there, and I'm sure if you look, there's so many people reposting stuff now. There's posters everywhere, I'd say, around Limerick and Shannon and wherever, so just look at that and it will tell you where to go as well.
Alright, okay, well, on that positive note, we're going to leave it there. My thanks to Grace Guilfoyle, Paddy Hogan and Shauna Byrne for joining me to talk about the Spongebob Musical, which, as Shauna referenced, is taking place in the Lime Tree Theatre from the 12th to the 14th of March, and it's on at 8 p.m.
And thanks to Daragh Leamy for bringing us that chat with Grace, Paddy and Shauna on Tuesday's Morning Focus.